Hello everyone, my name is Webweaver and welcome back to another episode of It's Look Who It Is. If you're wondering why there wasn't an episode yesterday, there was a stream. If you're wondering why there was a stream instead of an episode, go watch the stream, it has context. Also, we released a Dark Souls series. It's gonna be weekly on Fridays at the usual time. That bonus is typically? Question mark? As long as I keep up the work with the other videos? Yeah, sounds good. Anyways, this is the last time that I'm gonna think about anything non-Final Fantasy XIV related for probably, a week? Because today, in less than 13 hours, I believe? No, less than 14 hours. The full trailer for Dawn Trail is coming out. We're doing double spell, by the way, just as a treat. The full Dawn trailer drops. The full Dawn Trail trailer drops. So true, bestie. And so we're gonna get 5 minutes of amazing everything. 4 to 5 minutes. How long was the Endwalker trailer? Hold on. Because they do these things, which is like teaser, then extended, then like, you know. So, Endwalker trailer. It was 6 minutes. And then how long was the Shadowbringers trailer? About almost 7. So we're gonna get the extended teaser trailer is almost 4 minutes long. So we probably have only seen about half of the trailer. So we're gonna get like 2 to 3 minutes more worth of content, and it's like, oh my god. I'm gonna be feeding on that for weeks. The full song, too! The full song! Oh my god. The full song, the full trailer, the magic DPS job, which is most likely gonna be Green Mage, but, you know, Pictographer, Pictomancer would be pretty cool. You know, the only copium that I still have for Pictomancer being a job instead of Green Mage is because Cryo got a Green Mage icon, right? Spoiler alert. A character you probably don't know got something that you probably don't know, unless you played Final Fantasy games, because Green Mage is apparently a job in Final Fantasy. She got a Green Mage, like, sigil, right? Here's the thing. In the MSQ, in the trusts, the Scions have always had their own unique jobs. Like, Alphino was like an academician? I don't know how to pronounce that. But he was like an academician, and Y'shtola always had a unique job as well. She's not just a black mage. She's like a sorcerer or something, right? And so, Cryo might get Green Mage as her job, but, like, that could just be, like, her unique trust job, you know? So, that's entirely possible. And, like, Alphino was always a healer, right? But he had a carbuncle for a while. Like, carbuncle is summoner, so, you know, they've always had weird jobs, right? That's, like, custom to them. And then, of course, you know, everybody involved in that one specific dungeon had a unique job. But, what was I gonna say? So that's the copium that I have. Or, another thing is that it could be Pictographer, or Pictomancer, or whatever, using Green Mage iconography. That is also copium that I have, but that would be a really, like, stylistic change for Cryo. Like, she goes into the arts. But I actually do feel a little bit bad for the development team, because people are saying dot mage. We're never gonna get a dot mage. Are you crazy? People shit talk Bard constantly. Like, do you honestly think they're gonna give us another, like a job more dependent on dots than Bard? No way. Like, people hate dots, because jobs that get a significant portion of damage from their dots, people hate that, because they, people are using redacteds that you're not allowed to use, and they're looking at their job and seeing that their job does less damage with the funny numbers, because you're doing a lot of damage over time instead of, you know, burst, right? So I don't think we're gonna get a dot mage, and I think people who are gonna be mad that we're not getting a dot mage, I don't think they're being fair. Because, like, I have, like, everybody that I have ever talked to during Endwalker has said Bard is dog shit. And so I'm just looking here and I'm thinking to myself, like, you know, I think it would be a little bit a little bit rude, you know, to feel like we need a dot mage. I don't think it's gonna be a dot mage. Like, here's the thing, I think a dot mage would be cool, but I also don't complain about Bard. And the fact that when you die, you lose massive amounts of your DPS because your dots fall off, right? And that your dots being on, like, I just don't think they're gonna do it. I don't think they're gonna do dot mage. But I'm really interested in Viper. I might try to pick Viper up, not immediately, because everybody's gonna be picking Viper up, and I need to get through the MSQ as soon as possible, so that I can start Savage Raiding. I'm gonna Savage Raid as a White Mage, most likely. At least we're trying to clear week 1. And I'm probably not going to clear week 1. Oh god, I'm gonna have to pre-record so many episodes. Ugh. Anyways, I'm gonna want to go into the Savage Mines as soon as humanly possible. But what was I gonna say? It's noisy nails. All right, we take those. Mind Drain, Memory Extract, pretty good spells. Blood, scissors, arms, nails, wordless ward. I would like a mystery that's not crazy, but, like, unfortunately, we don't really get to choose. I don't really want to use Mind Drain either, because, like, the boss is still gonna have a metric ton of health. I think we gotta go arms, because we need to buy a weapon. It's a little bit weird. Oh, come on, man. You're really gonna hit me with Fearful. Sure. Sure. I'm not exactly happy with this, particularly, but sure, TM. I'm actually kind of looking for a spell. I mean, that's a pretty good one, don't get me wrong. You know what? Sure. It's a little bit of Doom as a treat, but I think it's okay. I think it's okay. I mean, back in the True Believer days, and admittedly those were the True Believer days, we would start with like 30 plus Doom like every time, and we would never feel bad about that, you know? So I think that's okay. But like, oh my god, I'm so excited for the Dawn Trail trailer. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I cannot wait for Dawn Trail. Dawn Trail's gonna go so hard. I don't even care, like, I know some people who are like, if Dawn Trail is a boring expansion and it doesn't have any, like, universal threat in it, I'm gonna be bored out of my mind. I think that's unrealistic because Endwalker just happened, so they don't need to raise the stakes anymore. Like, they originally said Dawn Trail was gonna be a summer vacation, and then the reaction of the community, there was, like, a few weirdos like me who were like, yes! Fan service expansion! Summer vacation expansion! And then the rest of the community, apparently, was recoiling in disgust, and they're like, what the hell? What the hell is wrong with you? A fun expansion? An expansion focused on fun? Get the hell out of here! And they were like, oh god. Oh no. And so in the second fan fest, they were like, hey guys! There's a bunch of crazy shit going on, things are horrible, you're gonna have a lot of work to do as the Scions, and it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, whatever. I would have preferred just a nice little summer vacation. If that was the expansion, that was the expansion. And then they showed that stupid thing, and they said it wasn't a raid, and I'm like, what do you mean it's not a raid? That would be the coolest raid of all time! It's gonna be like a goddamn statue that does nothing. It's gonna be activated 8 years from now. In the golden statue expansion pack. Ay. But yeah, no, we're just gonna be on the Dawn Trail brain rot for a long time. Because, admittedly, like, I have been playing the game every day, but it's felt like it's getting to me. You know, like, I'm preoccupying myself with, like, just random BS that doesn't matter, you know? I'm not really, like, playing the actual game. And it is what it is, you know? Is that blood? No, get the injury. Oh, hell yeah, get that dexterity check, let's do it. So, you know, we're just kind of chilling. This guy as a first enemy is, like, actually, like, that sucks. Like, we're gonna hit you with the Mind Drain, absolutely. And then we're gonna hit you with the Gritty, the right foot. Wah X Fortnite win. I mean, that's how you know the battle pass is really gonna go hard. I just kill him with the handcuffs. I should have done that. I should not have let him get the hit off. Is the cut artery's major, right? Yeah, okay. I have a plan. The bandage is gonna get us there, whether it likes it or not. Maybe we should have done baseball bat, but we got bosses to kill, you know? So I feel like it's okay. We could still get Jara blooded, which is so sad. We might have, Alexa play a sad song. You're gonna hate me for this? You're gonna hate me for that one. They're gonna be looking for the guy that gave Peace of Mind up. But I think it's okay. We checked those. Thank God. I just realized how much of a horrible idea that was. Please be Timeline A. Please be Timeline A. Thank you so much. Time skip? Okay, like I said, they're gonna be looking for the guy that gave Peace of Mind. They're gonna be looking for the guy that gave up Doom. Also, Saturday, so you're getting your RimWorld Part 2. The audience erupted into applause. People started cheering in the stands. People passed out on the streets when they heard the news. You know, RimWorld Episode 2, apparently. I have no idea that, like, RimWorld 1 popped off. Like, RimWorld Episode 1 unbelievably popped off. Like, you can look at the old RimWorld views, and then you could look at RimWorld, the new Episode 1, and people are like, that's what the audience has been waiting for the entire time, and it's like, well, you know what, fair enough. Fair enough, so thank you for the support on the RimWorld series. Let's go check it out. I'm gonna hit this button, and then we're not gonna get 1 second of False Webweaver, because I have that autoplay turned off. It almost has 900 views. That's insane. It massively outperformed every other episode of every other thing. Like, the WA episodes, they're pushing like 130 consistently, which, here's the thing. We've talked about this a lot in the past, okay? We've talked about this a lot in the past. That is incomprehensible. Listen, the amount of people that I communicate with, like friends that I communicate with intentionally every day, probably like 5 or 6. And that's pushing it. And then friends that I have, probably like 20, 30. And then like family members and friends, I could probably name you like 50 people, but I would be struggling, right? Like, I would be struggling. And so the fact that more than double that watches the videos, usually, like, more than triple that watches the videos every day is insane. Because, I mean, seriously, like, think about it. Like, pause this video right now and try to count in your head how many people you're on friendly terms with that you can imagine, right? Like, people at school, people at work, family, friends, and just, like, try to think about how unbelievable 100, like, okay, statistically, from a social media perspective, 100 people is basically nothing, right? But that is absolutely cooking your brain if you, for 5 seconds, believe that IRL. Can you imagine? I had friends over for the holidays, specifically Thanksgiving. We did a Friendsgiving, okay? 2 to 3 people in my apartment was crowded. You could, like, if you were struggling, you struggled for it, and you crammed people in like sardines, you could maybe have like 3 to 5, like 5 people but then nobody would be able to move around freely. Like, everybody would have to be sitting down, and then, like, 2 people would be able to walk around, right? If there were, like, more than 4 people in my apartment, right? The idea how incomprehensible 100 people is insane. Like, I don't think I could name 100 people that I know. Like, I've met more than 100 people, obviously. I've probably met hundreds of people. But, like, it is incomprehensible. It's insane. And so I think you gotta have some perspective, right? Because, like, people, you know, on social media, or, like, new streamers, or, like, streamers who are having a tough time taking off, you know? The thing is, and you're getting, like, 3 to 4 viewers every stream or whatever, that is, you have no idea how insane that is. Because think about that. That is, let's say you're a new streamer, right? Or you're a new content creator, and you have, like, 3 to 4 people consistently watching your stuff. That's crazy! 3 to 4 other human beings dedicating, you know, if you're making videos, maybe like 30 plus minutes of their free time. If you're doing a stream and you have somebody who listens for that whole stream, you go on for 2 hours. 3 to 4 people, like, let's say 4 people, dedicating 2 hours of their life. That is, first of all, it's 8 hours. It's a combined 8 hours, right? But that is 4 people who are basically choosing to spend their free time watching something that you're doing. Like, think about that for 5 seconds. The idea that what you're doing is interesting enough for, like, 4 people to, like, think, like, I'm gonna spend my valuable time, even if it's second monitor content, even if it's buried under some Windows content because they only have 1 monitor and they have something, they're playing a game, or maybe you're on their phone. I don't know, man. But, like, brother, sister, you gotta think about it. Like, that shit's crazy. Sure, we'll do it. Like, that is unironically insane. And then, you know, like I said, you know, 100 people, analytically, from YouTube's perspective, isn't really anything, right? It doesn't translate to, well, I mean, it does, actually. It does translate to a decent amount of money in the YouTube thing, because our watch time is so good, and our viewer retention is so good. But, like, the idea, whenever I think of it as more than just a funny number, it breaks my brain, like, completely. Because, like, okay, after you reach 1,000 subscribers, it stops, like, it obviously tracks your, like, every single subscriber that you have, and it gives you an accurate number if you check. But when I look at it right now, it just says 1.3. How am I supposed to quantify that in my brain? I'm not. It's incomprehensible. The idea, and now, obviously, of course, some are dead accounts, some are bot accounts, some are human accounts, okay? I have no idea how to verify any of that. And you usually get way less views than subscribers anyways, because somebody subscribes, they forget they're subscribed, they never see your content again. Or they come back, like, years later. Whatever, right? 1,000 plus people. I can't even imagine that. I can't even comprehend that. I can't visualize it in my mind. It's completely overwhelming. It is insane. Now, having 1.3k subscribers, which, by the way, we almost have more subscribers than videos, which is, that's brazy, right? But having 1.3k subscribers means that I'm not cool enough to apply for the Simple Flips content creator Gary's Mod server, right? But, like, can you even think, like, 10,000 people? I wouldn't even be able to think about it anymore. Like, it would just, like, I would think about it, and then I would, like, shrivel up into, like, I would curl up into a ball, and then not move for the next, like, 8 hours. Like, unironically. And so, so I'm glad that it just kind of, because, like, originally it was a 3-digit number, and now it's a 4-digit number technically, but it shows as a 2-digit number, and that is a lot better to manage from a psychological perspective, because there are more people subscribed to my YouTube channel than I could ever realistically know, meet, or care about in my life. And I know that sounds like a really weird way to put it, but how many people do you really, really care about in your life, right? I know the people that I really, really care about in my life. That's under 100 people. And so, like, there are more people. And think about it, there's a limited amount of time that I have, and there's a limited amount of, like, capacity in my brain, right? There are more people subscribed to this channel than I could realistically meet and retain that knowledge. And that is where you start getting cooked just a little bit in certain things like this, where people can start, and I'm having to, like, really rein it in, right? Because it messes with your head, dude. It really does. Because it's like, first of all, it's just, this takes bonus to blunt. Takes bonus to blunt. Takes bonus to blunt. 100%. 100%. Full faith. 90% faith, 10% chance. So true. 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I was correct. But, like, I do not ever want to get to the point in my life where I am viewing people... Well, okay. At a certain scale, you do have to view people from a statistical number perspective. That's just true. We run from these. That's just true. Okay? That's just true. There's nothing that you can do about that, because eventually the numbers just become so incomprehensible, right? Like, you have a human brain on a with global access to information. At some point, you do have to just kind of be like, okay, my brain is not meant to comprehend people as people in this specific instance, so people need to just be a number on my screen. So that's understandable. That is 100% understandable, okay? But, oh god, I think we gotta run from these. Because, I mean, we could brute force this boss, but we have other bosses that we need to brute force, and this one is optional, technically. So we're just gonna hope that that works out for us. But, like, it really is nuts. Like, it's completely incomprehensible to think about. Like, it is. It truly is. And I know that this is something that you might think, as the viewer, that you don't really like, you know, this is a self-serving bit, this is self-serving banter, this is a self-serving anecdote. It is, but also think of, if you're on social media, specifically Twitter, think of banger tweets, think of hit tweets, right? People will think like, okay, I posted a tweet, it fizzled, it failed, I got like 20 likes, it was not a banger. But then you get a banger tweet with like 10k likes. Now, this is a little bit tempered by the fact that Twitter is a bot-infested hellscape, and pretty much the reply to every viral tweet is just like legions of blue checkmark bots having conversations with themselves to generate ad revenue for themselves on a dying platform. But, like, even if a fraction of those people, like, even if 1,000 of those people are real, like, that's still crazy, right? Like, that's still nuts. Like, how do you even put it into words, other than it's overwhelming? And that's one of the things is about social media that a lot of people might not get, is you're in a situation where, oh, we did get Frightening Flood, you son of a gun. Alright, we roll these. I have a plan. It's a good plan. Here's the deal, right? Doesn't matter. As long as we don't die, and we don't die to the school investigation, the outcome of this does not really matter. But, like, you have access to the global internet, and admittedly, the internet is not doing too well these days. Google is apparently useless because they've replaced their search engine and algorithm with, like, AI stuff that is completely incomprehensible and just lies to you. And I will admit, I've come across some articles recently about stuff that I was interested that seem to be completely, like, AI generated, because they just make no sense, even to me. Like, they make no sense in, like, a way of, like, this isn't real. Like, this is fiction. You know, like, I've had a few random fixations on, like, dice making, mold making for, like, you know, like, dice, right? Like, to cast and to, like, mold and cast your own dice, right? And I came across this one article that was just completely unhinged. Like, it didn't make any sense. And the thing is, I've read some other articles by people who make dice, and those have made sense to a layman like me, who doesn't really understand how it works. But this article was just insane. Like, it just didn't make any sense. It felt like it was AI generated. And, you know, I see that with a couple of other things, too. There was a article about, what was it? It was like a game, but, like, it was just wrong. Oh, God, what was it? I was looking it up, and it was like a, oh, it was Warframe. It was Warframe. It was an article about a Warframe that was really old, and it used, like, I was trying to find, like, modern, up-to-date information about an older Warframe, and it came up with this article that said 2023 on it, and I clicked it, and it said 2023 information, but all of the information was stuff that I knew, like, 7 years ago. You know? It's kind of crazy to say 7 years ago in reference to something that happened in, well, 2017. But, like, it was using information that was that old. And I know that's, like, a tactic where people will, like, make a web page for something and then just keep putting the next year at it, but it was just using information that was just so commonly available at the time that I genuinely think that it was just, like, taking... Because when you look up that Warframe, it was Trinity, I'm pretty sure. You would look up Trinity, and you would get all this old information about Trinity. And then you would read that, and then you would go to that 2024 article, or 2023 article, and it would just regurgitate all that information, like, verbatim. But it would say it's from 2023. But, yeah, no, obviously the internet is becoming less useful, more bot-filled, and you're getting to the situation where, yeah, sure, we'll take the theologist, because they are not in a roads closed area. So obviously the internet is becoming, like, dead internet theory is becoming more and more true by the day, right? The idea that everybody that you interact with is a bot, especially on Twitter. But you still have access to sort of, like, global information and global people. And that's, you know, billions? And so... the thing about that is that your brain is not built for that. It's just not. And so, you kind of get a little esto ble, where you're thinking to yourself, okay, yeah, like, does it make sense? Like, am I at least making a little bit of sense? Like, just a teeny, eensy bit of sense? Do I really want to roll this? Yeah, sure. 60% banger. Oh, you son of a... You son of a gun. Alright, what about this? You've never seen this come. We got tiny cuts? That wasn't from the boss's special attack, by the way. That was from, whatchamacallit. Our medical history. We're gonna get badly bleeding at some point, that's fine. Although, is it really? Hey, Vsauce. Oh god, why did I do that? I don't know why I did that. I just felt like doing that. As, like, a treat? For, like, fun? for fun content. I wish we had one more point of knowledge. We have 10 knowledge and our attacks are so bad. Thorn muscle. Okay, I didn't want to do this, but we are. Alright, it's look who it is. Second sight, sure. You know what? I said, can we have one more point of knowledge? It's look who it is. It's right there. So yeah, I think that, you need to be really careful with, the internet, because you were not built for the internet, and, like, and here's the thing, even as a viewer, and you don't have any connection to social media, you don't go on social media, you aren't a content creator, anything like that, you still probably passively judge videos based on how many views they have, right? Like, you ever come across a song on YouTube, and that has, like, there's a song that has, like, 300 views, and you're like, why the hell is this in my feed? And you just ignore it, or you say not interested, because you're like, why the hell is some random-ass song with 300 views in my feed, right? That could be a banger. But, you know, it doesn't have a lot of views, so it's probably not, right? And I'm being a little cheeky there. But it's kind of true, right? Like, people judge things based on their popularity. And so, another thing is games, right? You find a game on Steam, it's got thousands of reviews, mostly positive. You find a game on Steam, mostly positive, 3 reviews. People like things that are popular. Same thing with movies, right? Like, if you hear a lot about a movie, you might go to see it. Like, obviously, we're derailing this whole thing by just, like, an appeal to popularity, I guess. But, like, you gotta have some, like, perspective. We cannot do school scissors because we have an injury. I would just say to have, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is to have a little bit of perspective on, like, we have an Indomitable cut? Max stamina? Do I really care about this? Yes, I don't care about this at all, actually, because it costs 2 funds instead of 1. But I guess what I would just say is, like, we jog around the block? Yeah, sure. And we made that, too, which is really funny. But, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. We're kind of like the anecdote train, the banter engine. It's been completely derailed. It has unfortunately been derailed in a town near you. So toxic chemicals are now spewing into the atmosphere, and you're gonna die. Sorry about that. The train regulation people. They did not have enough time to properly inspect all multiple miles long of that train. So, you know, it is what it is what it is. Oh, that's mean. That's really mean. That's a real issue. I shouldn't joke about that. But, what was I gonna say? Yeah, the train derailed. There was a really good John Oliver on that. They did a sketch at the... Oh my god. They did a really cool sketch at the end where they had, like, a team faithfully recreate, like, the style of, like, really old Thomas the Tank Engine stuff, and it was, like, really faithful, even though it was, like, really, like, even though it was, like, one of those, like, adult parodies on, like, a child's classic, it was still really, really well done, and it was, like, so faithful to the goddamn show and, like, how the show was animated, and I appreciated that. I saw some of that when I was a kid. I'm dating myself? No way. Okay. We do a little bit of she's guaranteed dead next turn. And then we're gonna drink a bottle of water. Hell yeah. Now, initially, when we were coming into this episode, I was thinking to myself that, you know, I'm going into, I was gonna think about League of Legends, right? Now, I know, we've gone on a... We've gone on a lot of crazy arcs with Riot Games being involved, and I do apologize for that. But, oh, we can do it. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. But, and of course this is happening, right, is the video. Yeah, screw it. We're never coming back here. We're going to School Scissors next. Oh god, we still have to do School Scissors after this? Oh no, we're gonna lose. Ah, crap. Ah, crap, Lois. What was that? We have 9 max? So true, so true. So true, bestie. He's weak! Okay, hit him with that. Then, you hit him with Desperation. And then, this is gonna do... It's gonna do 9. Hover over that. You can click through the menu with a spell. So it's a lot easier to do this trick with a goddamn spell than it is anything else. You son of a gun. I don't know. What if we have a dexterity check? You ever think about that? I haven't even looked. I haven't even looked at it. What happened to my bottle? I threw it? That's so true. Hey, what was the school, by the way? Was the school doomed? The school wasn't doomed, right? I would never walk into a doomed school as, like, a little treat, right? It's just doomed and I walk in here? Oh, son of a bitch. But League of Legends, they announced a bunch of stuff for the next season. Can't have shit here. Should probably stop mentioning League of Legends. It's bad luck. But they're doing their... You gotta do it like that. They're doing their... I need to be... Oh, it's not even my friend. He's not even here. They're doing the It's Look Who It Is, right? They're doing It's Look Who It Is. And with It's Look Who It Is, the thing that they're doing... This makes sense, I swear. It doesn't actually. Is the thing that they're doing is they announced a bunch of details for the new season. And honestly, as somebody who decided to main jungle because I hate myself, for legal reasons, that was a joke. YouTube, don't send me another email, thank you. I'm a little, it's a little sus that's, yeah. It's a little sus that... Sorry? And Ghost, double it and give it to the next person. Whatever you're gonna give them, I'm gonna leave. But like they announced like a bunch of new details for whatchamacallit, and I think it's really cool. And they're adding that one lady from Arcane, the Noxian. She's really cool as a playable character. Yeah. Just making sure I'm not insane. And they are apparently one character from Arcane is going to get a visual gameplay update, which I think is their new word for rework. I'm not entirely sure. It's singed, right? It's singed, right? There's no way it's Victor. There's no way it's Victor. There's no way it's Jace. Victor and Jace are both perfectly playable. I mean, Singed is perfectly playable too, but like I'm trying to think of like janky ass champions who would want to get like a face. No, it's a visual. It's visual, so it's not gameplay, right? Right? I don't know what a VGU is, man. This is past my time. I'm an old head. I remember when there were like bronze, silver, and gold runes or whatever the hell, and there was like a Borderlands ass skill tree. That's when I started playing the goddamn game. But, you know, like, I'm trying to think about it, and it's like, what on earth? Like, who would it be? Like, Victor looks good. Like, it's gotta be Singed, right? Like, it's gotta be Singed. Like, Singed model is janky as hell. There's no way it's Heimerdinger. I'm trying to think of who it would be. Because it's probably not gonna be Caitlyn. It's definitely not gonna be Vi. Because Caitlyn and Vi are fine. Jinx is fine, too. Oh, God. I'm actually kind of curious who it is now. My initial assumption was Singed. Because Singed model and animations are janky. So if they were going to give anybody a visual facelift, it should probably be the person with janky-ass animations, right? And janky-ass, like, old model. But, I mean, I guess that could be Caitlyn, too. And Caitlyn's probably more important than Singed, as far as the story's concerned. So, I don't know. I haven't watched the teaser for Arcane Season 2, by the way. I did watch Arcane, eventually. And it was really good. It was really fantastic. Sorry, I'm just delaying the inevitable. Let's do it. Let's fight. Put your hands up. The Valentine's update win. When are we going to be able to say, you're beautiful? And then go on a Valentine's date? Okay. It's time to lock in. Don't mind me, just mind draining. We're capped at 7. We're capped at 7. Okay. Probably shoulda recognized that at the time. We have a lump of flesh. It's whatever. Oh, hell yeah. 15 damage? We missed! We're badly bleeding? We have that bandage? No, we don't have that bandage. What the hell am I talking about? Bandage looking ass. Aw, no. Aw, hell no. They're hitting me with the lump of flesh. You give me Innsmouth look? I did it wrong? Did I hallucinate that? What on earth? How did I do it wrong? Was the triangle point? I could have swore it didn't matter the direction the triangle was pointing. It was important to match the shape. Ugh. Ugh. I hate it here. Anyways, it doesn't really matter what... Oh no, we take stamina because we're badly bleeding, and we cannot heal our stamina. Why the long face? Okay, charisma, bad. Strength, bad. We're good, kind of. Not really, probably, I don't know. We're taking... -3? Okay. It's not that bad. Probably just do it like that, you know? Feel pretty good about ourselves. Do we have we do have Innsmouth Curse. That's why she's got the that's why she has gills. If you could believe it. This guy's kind of an asshole. We do need to be a little careful here, because we are in punking range, if that makes sense. We are not going to take any more sanity damage, so we just blast him. So he's going to take a billion damage from this. Oh my god. We're doing 15. We're doing 15, he's going to be at 21. Can we throw the Curse Scissors? Does that work? Okay. It works. Look who it is. Alright, so even if we get both of them wrong, which we probably will, we're fine. We're okay. Okay. Second mystery was... Ward? That was correct. I'm glad I didn't have to... I'm glad that was Freaky Flood and not second, because I would not remember our second enemy. My ass would not remember that shit. Oh, we were 2 seconds too fast. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next episode of World of Horror, and I will be a changed man, because Dawn Trail will be dropping. And by that, I mean the Dawn Trail trailer will be dropping, and I will not be able to stop talking about that, because I will be obsessed, okay? I will be absolutely obsessed, TM. Listen, I am a Cryle Andy. I am a Cryle enjoyer. The fact that the developers said that she actually gets to do something in Dawn Trail and she's gonna be an actual character, we take those. We take those. Cryle Mayor Baldezian gets to do things. She gets to be real in 2024. Anyways, thanks for watching. And Aaronville! Don't forget about Aaronville. I was so happy when I saw him in the trailer, man. Because he's like, okay, he's a minor NPC from Endwalker, but he's so good. And you remember him, too. He's he's just a very memorable character. Like, first of all, Male Vieira, incredibly based. And also, he's just like, sure, he's the old Charlian, like, NPC that you meet. And he doesn't have as much, like, story significance as, like, what's her name? Oh god, what's oh no. The alchemist lady? Is it Nidhana? Like, obviously, the alchemists in Radz-at-Han have more relevancy to the direct plot, but I always really liked Aaronville. And so the fact that... I am... Listen. I really hope... I don't know if they're gonna do it, but, like, having Aaronville and Cryle as trusts would be peak. It would be peak. You cannot deny that. Cryle switch into a DPS job, and Aaronville getting a gun would be pretty cool. Aaronville would probably be the Viper, though, because they need somebody to shill for Viper. Because that's what they did with Endwalker, is they had, they had Alphino be a Sage, and they had It's Look Who It Is be the Reaper. My friend, be the Reaper. Reapers cannot stop taking L's, by the way. The canon Reaper job changing into Paladin, like, oh, that must have hurt. That must have hurt. Anyways, stay safe out there. Have a good one. I listen, I'm gonna be entirely normal on the Sunday episode. You must understand. I'm gonna try to record Little Goody Two Shoes. I haven't recorded Little Goody Two Shoes Part 2 yet. I'm gonna try to do that before the FanFest, so that I can actually focus on the game itself. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.